So we all collectively heard about the sirens under the Navy Pier. Yeah, you heard me, the Navy Pier in Chicago. I'm glad that I'm starting to not be the only one that believes that sirens exist. Do my skincare routine while we talk about the lore of Lake Michigan and all the creepy things that come with it. I hope you don't mind. So since the 1800s, Lake Michigan has been known for strange things happening in the water. Specifically, people saying that they hear screaming or singing coming from the water and it sounds like a woman, soft humming on windless nights, and their names specifically being called to the water. All men, might I add. The indigenous people call them water women, and apparently they have pale iridescent skin, long hair that looks like seaweed under the water. They only show up at the shoreline, and their eyes glow right before they take you down. Now, if you know anything about Lake Michigan, you know that the water is never calm, and it's said that when the water is calm, that's how you know a siren is near. In World War I and II, the Navy Pier was used for a naval training center. Multiple trainees report hearing their first names being called and something pulling them to the lake, like spiritually pulling them to the lake. Sometimes when they'd sleep, when they've never walked before, they would end up sleepwalking to the shoreline and wake up just before they plunged under. Now, in the 1900s, apparently there was a girl that drowned at the Navy Pier, and from then on, people started to report hearing a girl crying and calling for help or singing at night. You guys always ask me what I use on my skin to get it from where it was to now, and this is my beginner-friendly Korean skincare set. I'm gonna put it in the shopping cart below so you can get it too. It said that her voice is the strongest around 2 to 4 a.m. Now, with all these encounters happening dating back to like the 1800s, of course people are saying that this is siren. Lake Michigan is creepier for way more than its water spirits. There's something called the Lake Michigan Triangle where literal planes have disappeared, okay? Like just disappeared in thin air, like the Bermuda Triangle. There is an underwater stone structure that is older than the pyramids. Not to mention there are 1,500 that we can count shipwrecks in the Lake Michigan. And of those shipwrecks, no bodies surface because the lake is just that cold to where bodies literally stay at the bottom. They never bloat or decay because of the freezing temperatures. So essentially there are hundreds and hundreds of bodies looking up at you at the bottom of Lake Michigan. So next time you're standing at the Navy Pier, just think about that. Not only are there supposedly sirens under you, there are also vanished bodies that will never surface. That is enough for me to never ever want to visit there. I don't know about y'all. As always, make sure you like and follow and let me know if I should keep this series going.